4th and 10. Goff takes the snap. Pressure from Jones. He gets flung down. It's incomplete. And the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl for the first time ever. Grinded down the field. Fake. Stafford to throw. With time. Backpedaling. Fires. It is caught for the touchdown. See what the Chiefs can do here. Mahomes out to the left. Wide open. Touchdown. Stafford in the gun. Gonna throw. Looking. Fires. It's caught for the touchdown. He's on the move. Looking to keep it going. Mahomes. Looking. Firing. End zone. Kelsey. Touchdown. Kansas City. The Los Angeles Rams Cinderella story will go to Las Vegas to send the Chiefs to Vegas. It's good. Kansas City is going to the Super Bowl. It's one of the biggest days in America. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and we get ready for Super Bowl 8, a rematch of the Super Bowl from 4 years ago. The Kansas City Chiefs take on the Los Angeles Rams. Let's take a look at how the seasons have gone for both these teams. The Rams, they were a team that started off really hot. 3-1, had the only loss in Week 1 against Seattle, but then a couple of losses there along the stretch, Kansas City and Philadelphia. And then all of a sudden, they just got on a hot run after being at 5-5. They lost Puka Nacua, but then won their next 4 games for dropping to the Vikings, beating the Giants and Seahawks to end the regular season, and then their playoff run. Absolutely incredible. 34-27 win, 34-31 win, and then a 24-21 win 2 weeks ago against Philadelphia. This team has battled back. The 6th seed in the NFC is now in the Super Bowl. One of the best underdog stories in sim playoff history. It's been a very interesting path for the Rams, who lost to Kansas City earlier this season in Week 5 when they lost 24-17. Today they look to get their revenge against Kansas City, not just for that game earlier in the season, but in the Super Bowl. Big implications for LA. Let's take a look at Kansas City's season now. They started off 2-0. They lost Mahomes for 2 weeks in the season. They lost to Houston in Week 3, beat Jacksonville in Week 4. Like I mentioned earlier, they beat the Rams in Week number 5, destroyed the Chargers, destroyed the Raiders, lost the Lions, and that started a bit of a slump for Kansas City. Look at this, Week 11 through Week 16, they went 2-4. They lost to Denver, Las Vegas, Baltimore, and Buffalo, and only beat Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. But then Kansas City turned it on, beating Denver 30-10, beat the Chargers 23-13, and of course, Kansas City, this team's made for the playoffs. 9-point win against Houston, 10-point victory against Baltimore, and came back and won by 3 against Buffalo in the AFC Championship game last week on the road. Of course, Kansas City, the curse, they lost to Buffalo in the AFC Championship game in Buffalo in 2021. That was not the case 2 weeks ago, winning on that last-second field goal to put them here. And of course, like I said, reuniting in a rematch with the Los Angeles Rams. So let's take a look at Matthew Stafford's stats for the season. 364 out of 571 through the air. He threw the ball a lot this season. 3,769 yards, one of the fewer yards in his career. He threw for 3,900 in that season they won the Super Bowl. 28 touchdowns, 8 interceptions for Stafford. Did really good. Earlier in the season, did throw some big interceptions, though. In the playoffs, though, that's where this guy has been absolutely electrifying. 76 for 113, 856 yards in 3 games, 8 touchdowns to 1 interception he threw against the Detroit Lions. He's been on fire in the postseason. Kind of reminds us of that last postseason run that the Rams had with Stafford when they won the Super Bowl. Kyren Williams, his first postseason. In the regular season, though, 235 rush attempts, not too much as they were throwing the ball, but Kyren Williams did have a 1,000-yard season, 1,056 rushing yards for the second-year running back out of Notre Dame. He had 6 touchdowns on the ground. He had 3 through the air in the regular season. The playoffs, again, it was mostly the arm of Stafford that did the work, but Kyren Williams did score 3 rushing touchdowns on 56 rush attempts and 259 yards. He can be crucial in this game because Kansas City has been good at stopping the run. So if Kyren Williams can get running and breaking through that Kansas City defense, that can really change the game. He's been hard to bring down for a lot of teams this postseason. The 49ers would know that in the wild card. And then, of course, Cooper Kupp. He had a very, very slow start to the regular season. Puka Nacua was the main guy, but when he went down, Cooper Kupp stepped up. 97 receptions for Cooper Kupp, 1,033 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Doesn't feel that way, but in the playoffs, 21 receptions, 312 yards, 2 touchdowns. He is the #1 threat today for Kansas City. If they can cover Cooper Kupp, good chance they can win the game. But we'll get to in a moment, Kansas City, they've also got to stop other weapons like Tyler Higbee, Tutu Atwell, and Demarcus Robinson, who have also been threats. But 100% number 10 is going to be a big impact player today for the Rams if they want to win this game. Now shifting over to the big players for Kansas City. Of course, number 15, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time Super Bowl winner, Patrick Mahomes. He missed 2 games in the regular season with an ankle injury. Still went 285, 426. Still had 3,000 yards, 3,033 to be exact. Mahomes had 21 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions. Kansas City, they didn't score too much, but it was the yards on offense that drastically improved from last year to this year. And in the playoffs, 74 for 111, just 528, 6 touchdowns to 1 interception. That interception came in the AFC Championship game against Buffalo right before the half. But we know Mahomes can get it done in the playoffs. He's done it multiple times. He won Super Bowl 4 and Super Bowl 7. Can he do it in Super Bowl 8? Isaiah Pacheco, his second Super Bowl appearance. Again, not too many rush attempts for him as he split with Jerick McKinnon a lot. 227 rush attempts. Did not crack 1,000 yards unlike a year ago. He had 969. He fell up just short. But he did have 7 touchdowns and he had 4 through the air. So he did find the end zone quite a bit for Kansas City. In the postseason, it's been a completely different story though. 49 rush attempts, 264, and 2 touchdowns for Isaiah Pacheco. He had, of course, 1 rushing touchdown against Houston and another one against Baltimore. He had a receiving touchdown against Houston. He's a dynamic player. Kansas City can use him in the passing game along with the rushing game. I expect a lot in the passing game for Isaiah Pacheco, especially with how good that Rams interior is. And then Travis Kelce, of course, the main receiver on this team, 102 receptions, 1,156 yards receiving, another 1,000-yard year for Kelce, 6 touchdowns as well. Not as many as we thought would come out of Kelce, but again, this offense didn't find the end zone as much as they did a year ago. In the playoffs, Kelce putting up the numbers, 19 receptions, 209, and 2 touchdowns for him. So Kelce, the touchdowns are starting to decline a little bit, but those receptions and yards are not. Staying consistent as him and Mahomes, one of the best pair to do it in the postseason. I can 100% guarantee they will hook up for at least a couple receptions in this game. It's, of course, the last great tight end quarterback duo, Brady and Gronk, won a ring. They beat the Chiefs in Super Bowl 5. Let's get to some of your notes going into the game. The Rams, we mentioned 11-6 regular season, the 6th seat in the NFC. This is their 3rd Super Bowl appearance. They made it to Super Bowl 4 and lost, but won Super Bowl 6. They won the last time with Stafford. They're 11-4 in the postseason all time. They come in here with the 9th best offense and the 11th ranked defense. And their keys to winning the game, they have the 2nd best man-to-man defense in the NFL. They have to keep the momentum on offense. Of course, that's huge when you're playing a defense as good as Kansas City's. And then utilize your playmakers, mentioned earlier, Kyren Williams, Cooper Kupp, Tutu Atwell, the guys who you know can make those big plays in the game for you. Going to the Chiefs, 11-6 regular season, the 3 seat in the AFC, 4th Super Bowl appearance for them. They made it to 4, 5, and 7. They're 2-1 in Super Bowl appearances. They've made the playoffs in every Sims season. They are 14-5 with the postseason, 14-3 under the Mahomes era. 6th best offense in the league with the 8th best defense. And then for them to win the game, tight coverage, crucial when you're playing receivers such as Cooper Kupp. Cannot let them get any separation. Quick throws, the Rams interior, they're going to send pressure with Byron Young and Aaron Donald. And in order for Mahomes to get those throws away, you're going to have to give him time. That offensive line for Kansas City, they've had their ups and downs all season long, but there's no time to shine, such as a game like this. So here we go. Let's get you out to Allegiant Stadium for Super Bowl VIII. The Los Angeles Rams, the Kansas City Chiefs, right here on ASC. The moment we've all been waiting for, Super Bowl VIII from Allegiant Stadium. These two teams are very familiar when it comes to meeting each other in the big game. They did so 4 years ago, but some of the players on each teams have changed. There's no more Goff on the Rams sideline. There's Matthew Stafford. No more Tyreek Hill for the Chiefs. There's Rashee Rice. Even with the new names, you still have the old. They're familiar. Andy Reid, Sean McVay, they get their rematch. They met in the regular season, and it was a great game. But you know they're going to play much harder in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs try to make history as they take on Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. What a season, and it comes to an end right here in Las Vegas, Nevada for Super Bowl VIII here on ASC. A big-time matchup indeed. And let's get you down to the field for the coin toss. The national anthem has wrapped up. Both these teams are antsy to play. Let's see who gets the ball first. So here comes Mahomes and the captains for Kansas City. They will trot out to midfield. They'll meet right in the middle on the NFL logo. There's the Rams defense, so we'll see who wins the toss. It's very sought out here in the Super Bowl. A lot of bets are made, the color of the Gatorade, the flip of the coin, who wins the toss, and it looks like it will be the Rams who win the toss. And they will elect to defer, which means we'll see Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs up first. Kansas City, they had the ball second in the Super Bowl last year, and they won. So we'll see if they can do it when they have the ball first. And we'll see this Rams defense that played lights out against Philadelphia up first. Richie James, the former 49er, back to return for Kansas City. And there's Brett Maher, the former Cowboy, who will kick it off for the Rams. The buildup has been there all week, the hype. This city has been bustling, exciting atmosphere here at Allegiant Stadium. First time Las Vegas has gotten a Super Bowl in the season sim. And here we go. We're so excited to bring you the full game right here on ASC. So what are we waiting for? Let's get this thing underway. Of course, everyone making sure we're all good. Beautiful weather here in Las Vegas, 63 degrees, light breeze outside, but none of these teams will be feeling it on the inside. It is sweat and pressure. We'll see how this young Chiefs roster can handle that pressure in a game like this. Most of the players on this team have not been this far before. So here we go. Maher gets Super Bowl VIII underway. It will go back, and James will return it from the 3-yard line. He will take it across the 30 and down to the 31, where we will see Patrick Mahomes. He's a 2-time champion. The Chiefs are tied with the Packers for the most Super Bowls in sim history at 2. Today, they can not only get to 3, but be the first ever back-to-back champion in sim history. And out of anyone to do it, you would expect Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs team to be able to do that. And for the second year in a row, of course, not playing like that old 2018 squad, but they are still playing mighty well. So here we go. First play of Super Bowl VIII will be from the 31-yard line. Mahomes to throw. Underneath, gets it to Jalen Watson, who will take it across the 40 to the 42, gain of 11. In this Rams secondary, they had 3 interceptions on Jalen Hurts 2 weeks ago in the NFC Championship game. So that's certainly something to watch. And of course, can't forget about those linemen. Aaron Donald, Byron Young have been game wreckers in the postseason. Donald's had a slow regular season, but if there's any time to turn it up, it has to be the postseason. So Kansas City at the 42-yard line. Play clock down to 6 man in motion, and it is Kelsey. Mahomes going to flick it to the outside and in the backfield. And what do you know? Aaron Donald just called his name on the last snap. A loss of 4 for Isaiah Pacheco, and it's a 2nd and long for Kansas City. And that is exactly what this offensive line has to deal with, stopping 99 and 0. And that time, Aaron Donald had a wide open lane at Isaiah Pacheco. How about this Rams defense picking up right where they left off after the NFC Championship game? Those are the plays that helped shut down this electric Kansas City offense. So here we go. They're backed up a couple of yards at the 38, 2nd and 14. Mahomes looking, going to scramble to the right, flings it across his body. Oh, we got it! Rashee Rice down inside the 30-yard line. What a throw across his body from Patrick Mahomes. And it puts Kansas City deep in Rams territory on just the 4th play of the game. Unbelievable throw. And that is something that you're used to seeing out of Patrick Mahomes in big-time games like this. That confidence to throw it across his body in an insane catch by Rashee Rice. Boy, has this rookie been monumental for this offense. And now all of a sudden this Rams defense, who got the stop, the loss of 4 on Pacheco, all of a sudden they have a short field. And now Kansas City sets up at the 26-yard line after that long completion. Mahomes, 4-man rush for the Rams, fires, and it's broken up. The target was McKinnon. Good defense from the Rams, 2nd and 10. And that's second best man coverage in the NFL. It's going to be utilized today, especially against guys such as McKinnon, Rashee Rice, MVS, some of these smaller receivers. We'll see if these Rams cornerbacks can live up to the competition. 2nd and 10 now from the 26. Mahomes fires, and it's incomplete. The target was Kelce. He was 2 for 2 for 47 to start the game. Now his last 2 passes have been incomplete. And just like that, the big play to Rice is now quiet, as now is a 3rd and 10 for Kansas City with 13:02 to go in the first. 3rd and long. Need to get to the 16 for a first. Mahomes going to look, fires, caught McKinnon, has some room, and it's Byron Young who gets to him, and he won't go far, just a gain of 2. McKinnon cut inside. I don't know why. He had room to the outside for way more, but it's just a gain of 2, and Kansas City will send out the field goal unit as Sean McVay's defense does their job. The big play from Rice, that Rams defense was able to dial in, and see, there's McKinnon. I don't know why he cut in, maybe because he saw more linemen there, but the vision is what cost them, and the Rams get their stop. So Harrison Butker, one of the best kickers in the league, he's been one of the most accurate, that's for sure, will attempt a 41-yard kick to get the Chiefs the first points of the game. Butker's kick is up and through. So it's 3-0. Kansas City, they go right down the field, but they stall out, and the Rams hold them to 3. You're watching Super Bowl 8.
I'm Michael Cera, and I'm pleased to announce that this is my cream. CeraVe. Oh, you didn't know? Generosity. The truth has been hiding in plain sight. I am CeraVe. Oh. Can human skin truly be this moisturized? Oh. Yeah. Wow. Let my cream hydrate you. I like this. Skin. 3 essential ceramides. All-day hydration. I'm telling them our story. CeraVe, developed with Michael Cera. V. That's me. CeraVe.
Late at night, we stumble through the city, acting like we know where to go. Standing there in the shadows, looking pretty, like your eyes have been laced with gold. Yeah. We are the lost ones, yeah, we are the ones that will always roll. All the time we feeling trapped and guilty, making deals the only way we know. We're coming alive, yeah, coming alive, yeah.
Welcome back to the Super Bowl on ASC. 3-0 Kansas City gets the first points of the game. But now it's time for the Rams to try and strike. A team that lost Puka Nacua, their number one receiver, in Week 11 against the Lions, but they have stepped up on their offense. Their younger stars have been able to live up to the pressure. As Treadwell will take it out to the 25. And that's where we see Matthew Stafford, who has the most passing yards in a Super Bowl in sim history, 404 in Super Bowl VI when they beat the Bills in overtime. He'll come out to the 25. It's been a really good season for Stafford, especially in the latter stages. Of course, in the postseason, they've won by 7, 3, and 3 in their playoff games. Very reminiscent of their postseason run back in 2021 when they got to the Super Bowl and won it. They started the 25 in the gun with Williams to the left. They're going to throw on their first play. Stafford fires and it's caught. And guess who? Cooper Kupp with a gain of 8. And the first play for the Rams is also a pass completion. This one to Cooper Kupp, who's had a monster postseason, has been the key number one threat yet again. And now 2nd and 2 for the Rams. Now they have Williams in the backfield in the pistol. 4-man rush. Stafford to throw. Backing up pressure. He's sacked. Wrapped up from behind. And he's sacked by Omenihu. And you talk about amazing postseasons, not just offensively, but defensively. Charles Omenihu, 2.5 sacks, leads the team in the postseason. Had that spinning sack on Lamar Jackson in the divisional. Had a big sack on Josh Allen 2 weeks ago, and what do you know? Make it 3.5 in the postseason for number 90 as he wraps up Stafford for a loss. 3rd down and long for the Rams. Loss of 5. So a 2nd and 2 turns into a 3rd and 7, but the best third and moderate conversion offense is the Rams in this postseason. 3rd and 7, back at the 28. Stafford looking, fires, caught on the far side. It's Higbee who extends, and they'll give him the first down. What a job by Tyler Higbee to stick that arm out, and he will gain 7, just enough, as Snead made the tackle. Tyler Higbee was limited in that playoff game against the Lions due to shoulder injury. Played the NFC Championship game, and he's back in the starting lineup here for the Super Bowl. Colby Parkinson will probably filter in. Parkinson's had a great season along with Higbee. But the Rams set up at the 35 after the first. Chiefs send 4 again. Stafford firing deep. He's got it, and it'll be a first down. Up across midfield, completion made to Tutu Atwell. The youngster playing in his first Super Bowl. Gets the Rams to the 46. A nice completion into tight coverage for Stafford. Is there anyone that knows where to put a football? It is Matthew Stafford. He is thrown into tight coverages in Detroit, doing it with the Rams. Look at this. Caught it right there. Had a defender surrounding Tutu Atwell. That was McDuffie along with Breeland. But the Rams now in Kansas City territory trying to respond after Kansas City drove right down the field and stalled. Over 5 minutes in here to Super Bowl VIII, still 3-0 from the 46. First run of the game, it is Williams who will get across the 40, and he is down to the 36 for a first down. Tackle made by Chris Jones. Along with Nick Bolton, it's a nice gain of 10 for Kyren Williams on his first carry. I mentioned Kansas City's rushing attack was so good against Houston, so good against Baltimore, kind of withered away against Buffalo. But you have to wonder, if the Rams can get that ground game going, how dangerous are they going to be today? You see Kyren Williams found the lane, getting through tackles, got through Matthew and Chris Jones and Nick Bolton, both credited on the tackle. 23, one of the most quieted running backs in the league this season, but he's had such a good impact. Of course, the Rams traded Cam Akers away to Minnesota, and Kyren Williams has stepped up as the starter in a big way. They're in field goal range for Brett Maher, who's hit some huge field goals this postseason, but he has missed one as well. Missed one last week against Philadelphia. 1st and 10, though, from the 36. Stafford, him and Williams run into each other, but this one's going to be complete. And a nice game for Demarcus Robinson, who picks up 7 yards. Stafford and Williams bumped into each other. Williams was trying to get to the flat, and Stafford backed up into him. But still a good job by Stafford to concentrate and fire it over to Demarcus Robinson. So now 2nd and 3 from the 29. Here's a give. Williams with the hole and a first down. Kyron Williams to the 21 and a pickup of 8. And they are getting him going. This Rams offense has looked really good since the sack. Nice gains by Kyron Williams, Tutu Atwell, and Demarcus Robinson. And they are nearing the red zone, trying to respond with a touchdown to Kansas City field goal. And this offensive line, they are a power down, put your head down kind of offensive line. They've needed that, and that's why they've been credited doing so good. Just that good rushing attack and good pass protection. So from the 21 now, Rams nearing the red zone. Another four-man rush from Kansas City. Stafford fires it over, and it's caught by Higbee. Going to be just short of the marker. They're going to mark him at the 11. And I keep mentioning that four-man rush because Steve Spagnuolo, you never know when he's going to send 5 or 6. Something that Stafford's going to have to notice at the line of scrimmage and point out, possibly even change the play. 2nd and inches now for the Rams. As we've hit the 7-minute mark, Stafford fires, caught. Quick route for a first down, and it will put the Rams at the 5. Nice gain for Kyron Williams. It's what I mentioned in pregame. They can get him in many different ways, along with Pacheco, that passing game. Williams has caught a couple passing touchdowns this season. So 1st and goal for the Rams, the first team to have a shot at the end zone today, as they have Williams and the wide receiver Skoranek in the backfield. Give it to him. Skoranek. Oh, the ball's out! It's in the end zone! Kansas City has it! Oh my goodness. And that is the last thing you wanted if you were the Rams. Such a good drive will come to an end as Skoranek lost it just before he crossed the plane. And the Chiefs defense comes up huge on the first drive. When we come back, Patrick Mahomes and company will take over from the 20-yard line.
I don't think you should do this. Last year she came to my work. Now I gotta show her what I can do.
He's here.
Affleck on the track.
What up, Bronx? For your consideration, here comes the Boston Massacre. The Dunk Kings. Touchdown Tommy on them keys. Player coach.
Got it.
I'm open. And needs no introduction, my partner.
Sometimes it's really hard to be your friend.
You said you were gonna support me.
Dunk Kings!
Don't go away, my heart. Why you dunking me, girl? Why you dunking me?
Dunk Kings!
My heart.
How do you like them donuts? I'm so
You
sorry.
had to see it, but I forgive you. Lay us on the track.
Are we gonna be on the album?
We talked about this.
Let's go. You're blinded by them pinstripes.
Wrap it up.
There goes Babe Ruth.
Tom, you can stay.
You remember when I told you I'd do anything for you? This is anything.
Chill. They're naming a drink after us.
So the big fumble by the Rams puts Kansas City at the 20-yard line. And a big break for them. The Rams were driving right down the field. Here's a give to McKinnon. Bounces off a tackler, and McKinnon sprints ahead for a gain of 11. I thought McKinnon was going to be brought down to the line of scrimmage. Next thing you know, burst up the middle for a nice gain, and Andy Reid loves it as well. Puts the Chiefs at the 31. And right here, right there, just McKinnon was able to bounce off 97, and he scrambled for a nice gain of 11. So those mistakes that can easily cost you the game in the early stages. You mentioned the Rams need to keep offensive momentum. That fumble was the last thing they needed there on that drive. And now Kansas City, one of the best teams at being able to capitalize off mistakes at the 31-yard line now. Here's a give, and that one's not going far. McKinnon wrapped up in guess who? 99, Aaron Donald. His second Super Bowl appearance, and he already has 2 tackles for loss of 1. And that time there was no daylight for Jerick McKinnon, and it looks like this Rams team is shutting down the run, and they want to make Patrick Mahomes throw this ball against a defense that has 3 interceptions last week. They had 1 against the Lions as well. But that secondary hasn't had to do too much. It's been this D-line led by Aaron Donald, who got the loss. 2nd and 11. Back at the 30-yard line. And when it comes to teams being able to stop the run, Kansas City has not had much success. They need the run to set up their passing game. 2nd and 11. Here's a give, and again, not going very far. McKinnon got that yard back, but it'll be 3rd down and 10, as again, that was Aaron Donald credited on the tackle. So back-to-back runs do not go far after the run of 11. So now crucial 3rd and 10. They keep McKinnon in the game. Mahomes looking, scrambling, going to roll out, going to fire it downfield. It is caught by Rashee Rice. What a catch by Rice, and Mahomes was able to whip it in there, threw it across his body. We've seen this from Mahomes before, being able to put that football in difficult places, even on his uncomfortable throwing side. Look at this. Roll out to the left, and Rice has beat the defender to the ball. And he's been a good replacement for Tyreek Hill. Doesn't have the speed, but he sure has the size and being able to break that coverage right there. And again, more physical, beat the corner of the ball. Nice pickup, puts Kansas City at the 44-yard line. They keep McKinnon to the right of Mahomes. Going to throw. Mahomes fires and is caught by MVS for a pickup of 8. The former Packer, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, second year here in Kansas City. Been a good one as well. He was key when Mahomes was out. He was one of Blaine Gabbert's favorite targets. 2nd and 2. Hasn't had that big of an impact in the postseason. That one there for 8 yards. That's another thing. Mahomes has made the most out of this receiving core. Who would knew a core made up of MVS, Rashee Rice, and Travis Kelce would make a Super Bowl. 2nd and 2. Mahomes fires, caught for a first down. Nice catch, and it's Pacheco. Said it again in the pregame. Need to get these running backs in that passing game. That's exactly what happened there. And Kansas City's right back in Rams territory. Expected a defensive game, and both these offenses have been in opposing territory on the first 3 drives from the 42. Man in motion. That is Hardman, fake to both. Mahomes looking plenty of time, going to roll to the left. This time he's sacked. Wrapped up in the backfield by Byron Young. There's the other half of that duo. Aaron Donald there to congratulate him on the sack. Loss of 7. It worked rolling out to his left the first time, but Byron Young was there to bring him down. Big loss, and the Rams defense strikes again. 2 tackles for loss by Aaron Donald, and the first sack for the Rams defense, and it's number 0 who gets home. Pushes Kansas City back. Now at the 48, and the last time they had a loss, they were not able to rebound from it. 2nd and 17. Mahomes, here's going to be a give. McKinnon, and he's blasted, no gain. Guess who? Aaron Donald was there yet again. That's the 4th time he's made contact with a running back at the line of scrimmage. And he's playing unbelievable in the Super Bowl out of all games. It's the best time to turn it on when you're in the Super Bowl. That's when everything matters. 3rd and 17 for Kansas City. Mahomes looking, firing, caught. Rice nowhere near it, just a gain of 5. And at the 44, it would be a 61-yarder for Harrison Butker, and it looks like Kansas City will just send out the punting unit and not risk it. You miss it, you give the Rams excellent field position. Rice just, Kansas City seeing if they can pick it up with his legs. He is quick, but he gets wrapped up at the 44. So 4th and 12, as now we are less than a minute in the opening quarter. That first quarter flew by. Tommy Towns set out the punt for Kansas City. And away it goes, and the Rams will let it go into the end zone. So they'll start at the 20. Their defense comes up big on the sack. They got to go 80 yards for a touchdown. Stafford to throw. Looking, firing. It is caught. And a nice completion over the middle to Demarcus Robinson, and that will end the first quarter. 2 for 23 in the opening quarter for Demarcus Robinson. And there it is. The first quarter comes to an end in Super Bowl 8.